Within reason.
Here we go.
Beyond all reason?
What does that mean, Kiwi?
Don't want to tempt me with unlimited chicken robots.
Bro, I just... Most of the time I just don't even know what you're on about, eh?
Deathmouse started it.
It's a great game.
It is a great game.
Alright. Well, a quick recap. I guess before we got to the mine, there was a few things that happened. Within the city, Deathmouse, or I should say, Erendor, was taken to see his father who had fallen ill. Spent a bit of time with the Ravens, chatting with a few people, making a few moves as well, trying to learn some information, and ultimately stayed with his father until he was able to wake up. The rest of you had travelled onwards to go to the Ruby Falls gold mine. You waited on the road for Erendor to catch up, and while waiting, you encountered a group of merchants that were being harassed by some soldiers. You kind of talked the soldiers down, got them to go away, and in doing so, one of the soldiers revealed himself to have known, or seemingly to have known, who Valoran was. Had a bit of a conversation there, and then eventually Erendor caught up, and you went onwards up the hill to the gold mine, which is up at the top of a mountain. There were many sort of living buildings that were all completely abandoned, some with signs of struggle, some with not. The main buildings themselves also equally empty, and exploring the gold mine itself, also empty, with not really many signs of what had happened. People appeared to have just vanished. Eventually, after exploring for a while, you found in one of the deeper, dugout caves, there was a wall which looked like it had been freshly broken through, and on the other side was a whole different style of cavern. There were different types of rock. It was darker, older looking. It was cold in here, and there were bioluminescent mushrooms that were glowing. There were some grey stalagmites and stalactites hanging. One of them someone looked at a bit more closely and realized that it was actually an egg sac that had wrapped up someone well, I shouldn't say the egg sac, it was a web sac. And digging through the inside of it, you found there was a person, long dead and completely encased. It was about this time that I believe Rio shot a flaming arrow down the tunnel to see if it could see further on down or something like that. The arrow collided with some webs. The web caught fire and caused a bit of a vibration throughout, and we left the session with the sounds of many skittering feet heading in your direction down the tunnel. And that is where we're going to pick up. And so what I will do is put on some exciting music and pass it to you guys. What do you do in this first instance when you're sitting there waiting in the tunnel, the sounds of many feet skittering in your direction?
I vigilant blessing myself.
All right.
Fireball the tunnel.
Okay. So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to chuck a fireball?
It would seem prudent.
Here we go, people.
You tell me, dude.
Unless anyone else has any bright ideas, that doesn't sound very welcoming.
We're in a tunnel right now next to the web
Yep.
encased people. How wide is it exactly?
Yeah, tunnel's about sort of 15 feet wide, quite tall.
All right. I'd like to empty some water, my decanter, onto the floor.
Yep. All right. Water splashes along the floor.
With the guy's thing, and just splash a ton of water.
Yep.
In a line like 15 feet across. So the floor is wet.
The sound of skittering feet getting louder. All right.
Does my guy know what when Dondal's preparing to cast Fireball? Does he go through the same motions every time?
I guess it's up to Donda. what does he do to cast Fireball?
That's a good question. Probably raises his axe and focuses on his forehead medallion.
Fireball shoots out of your forehead.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say you've probably seen it enough times by now that you'd get the gist of it.
I see him preparing Fireball. I just start backing up.
All right.
Can I use shape water to make a wall of ice to make the cave narrower by 5 feet? Just a 5 foot.
Be
Maybe
5 by
even-
5 cube. So
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 5 by 5. Can it just be like 1 by 5, like a spiky ice
Yeah, I don't
brick
see
on
why
one
not.
side, on one side, either left or right, to make it narrower? That's like 10 feet wide.
I don't
on
see why
one
not. It's
side.
probably not going to be super solid, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, you could probably do that. Try and squeeze. All right.
Yeah, to make a funnel of some sort.
If there are no other actions, then I think we have to progress to the next step.
Then the
Dondo, are
action I
you
wanna do-
launching?
Yeah.
All right.
After you launch Dondo, I'm gonna moonbeam, like whatever where the funnel is.
Okay. Just as Donda launches out the fireball, a little bead of light flying from his forehead, you see coming, just barreling around the corner ahead of you, dozens and dozens of spiders. Some of them are massive, some of them are smaller. You might see some that are like the size of a foot. Some of them might be, 10 feet wide sort of thing. Just, maybe not 10 feet, that's quite big, but just
10
barreling
feet.
down towards you.
Jeez.
Fireball
10.
goes off. Massive explosion. You hear like screeches of the spiders as they start burning up, and a whole wave of them just get incinerated immediately. There's almost like a second of silence, but you still hear skittering feet still coming in your direction.
Moonbeam, what's it called? The funnel.
Okay, moonbeam comes out. Can you drop a moonbeam for me? I just want to know how much damage it does.
Oh, I want a T3, third level moonbeam.
Yeah.
Can't drop it. So 5 foot, so it's like a radius, 5 foot radius. That's like 10.
Yeah. All right, cool. And it's 2d10.
It's 3d10 now. It's third level.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to just roll damage for me? Oh, geez. Okay. Good rolls. All right. And that lasts for how long? Is it 1 minute each? 1 minute
10
concentration?
minutes. 10 minutes of concentration.
No way.
That's why I did it.
Wait, is it really? I'm reading 1 minute. Am I crazy?
Whoa.
It says 1 minute in chat.
There's one.
Oh, is it 1 minute? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. 1 minute.
Either
Yeah.
way, 1 minute's a long time. The next wave of spiders come barreling around. This time they just pass through this like beam of moon that has been lit inside the cave. The smaller ones, as soon as they enter, the beam just immediately fizzle into dust. Some of the bigger ones, as they're passing through, take a huge amount of damage and like sort of collapse to the ground and get up and start limply, still heading in your direction. Most of the smaller ones are fizzling out. Some are getting through, some are getting evaporated. What's next? They're
Run.
about 80 feet down the cave from you.
Yeah. Probably signal the group to start falling back towards the entrance. Nice and tight. Hot gates.
Fly, you fools.
Yeah, I start moving back and I move the moonbeam 60 feet back as we move backwards.
So it's just going to sort of like follow you along.
I'm gonna kite. I'm gonna kite with
Alright.
moonbeam.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go into a chase sequence now. There's about 250 feet of distance to get back to the entrance. Spiders are 80 feet away from you. Every round, if you're dashing, you can move 50 feet. Because the party will move at the slow speed of the slowest member. And you can perform actions each round if you want to try and slow things down or speed things up. Completely up to you to see what you want to do, but the spiders are moving faster than you are.
What time
So-
of day is it?
Afternoon.
But we're underground.
Yeah.
So on the first round, you can turn and run.
Can't just leave the dwarf behind and run up my 70 foot.
In theory, yes, the faster ones of you could leave the dwarf behind.
What makes you think the dwarf is the slowest?
She's got short legs.
Well, imagine all of you have got 30 apart from him, right?
Yeah, well, as we turn, I'm going to reach out, grab him on the back of the neck, and push him ahead of me and say, move! And he's going to get an extra 10 feet of movement
Oh,
for an
nice.
hour.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So that will get you going slightly faster then. All right, cool. So that's the first round. So you can move actually 10 feet faster than normal, so that's good. So the spiders are now going to be 70 feet behind you. And Kai, you're just kind of like pulling the moonbeam, so it's kind of constantly behind you.
Yeah.
You know what? That kind of...
But I'm only going at 30 feet. I mean 30 feet per turn.
Yeah.
Because it takes an action.
'Cause it takes an
for me
action
to
to do
move.
it.
Move at 60 feet, or up to 60 feet in each direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
think...
I only do it for one round though. I'm only doing it for one round.
Yeah. Well, so the first round goes by, and the spiders are coming, and you essentially move the moonbeam on top of them. The few large ones that got through the moonbeam now just also collapse to the ground and start burning away in the radiant light, because 2 rounds inside the moonbeam will be enough to kill them. All of the smaller ones, you know, we're talking dozens and dozens of guys. They're just kind of flying themselves down the thing, just evaporating into dust as they pass through the light. As you move through the next round, you've kind of broken my chase sequence, because they literally are just going to be dying in this thing that takes a minute. So they stop. You see a couple of the bigger ones. There's a couple like blue spiders as well that look a bit more menacing than the others. And they all kind of like start gathering up at the edge of the tunnel. You've broken now back through into the gold mine itself, and they are just like at the entrance into the little broken part into their cave system, looking down at you. But with your moonbeam there sitting, you see them starting to back up and back away as they have realized that if they continue to chase, they will all evaporate in your radiant light. Do you guys want to continue running, or what would you do at this point on the second round?
At this point, can I see them from where I am?
Yeah, you guys are backing up down the tunnel, and you can just see them sort of like stopped there at the entrance to their
Okay.
cave system.
I cast Entangle right on.
On that sort of entrance area?
No, on where all the spiders are.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
like, trapped.
Cross off that spell slot.
And there goes your moonbeam.
No, it's in. Oh yeah, it is. My moonbeam's
got
gone.
Concentration,
Yeah,
concentration.
Yep.
Entangle goes out. Huge amounts of roots and vines and weeds sprout all over the area.
I need a fireball.
But, interestingly, I think enough of them have been burned and melted away that they have stopped the chase. You can just see the last few pairs of gleaming eyes, and you're sort of like looking down your direction, just disappear back into the shadow as you guys are backing up.
How many of them?
I mean, you would have killed a few dozen easily, just with the fireball and the moonbeam across 2 turns. Yep, easily half a dozen giant spiders would have gone down, and just countless dozens of smaller ones. And with that, everything goes still again in the caves. You hear the disappearing sound of skittering feet in the distance, and eventually fading out to nothing.
Damn.
How does combat work with them? If we chose to engage them in melee.
Try it and find out.
We'd probably get overrun.
Right, so do we want to shut this cave? And like pull in my pack and pull out an explosive arrow.
I was about to say, man of
Should we though?
same thoughts.
Is there any other way we can deal with these? Like, there's no sign of gold, and we haven't accounted for all the people that went missing, have we?
No, we didn't get to check all the web in case things that were all around. We didn't have time.
We weren't given a head count of how many people were here though either though.
We know a platoon of soldiers went down, which is roughly 30. We don't know how many miners that were here that got killed. And
How many houses were there on the surface?
there was a fair few.
I think we had a rough idea. I think we were looking at about 30, 40 people.
That's about right. Yep.
Yeah, 30, 40.
Having to break up a bit less.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah, 30, 40 people. Those spiders were feasting.
Yeah, that's probably why there's so many numbers. And they obviously would have had a lot of numbers to take out a garrison.
Well, we're not a garrison, but we have more firepower, I believe. They didn't have garrison doesn't have casters, do they normally? Do you remember, Valorant?
Not sure. Probably not for a dinky little outfit like this, just holding a mine. These are guards, just to be like a shit duty.
Alright, what's your thoughts? We got tons of big and little spiders. What's the plan here?
What indeed? What would satisfy our employer?
Clearing a question.
Find out what happened. They all got eaten.
They're gonna ask, did we clear this infestation of giant spiders? That's the thing, because they want this back up and operational, but we also know the Green Griffin wants this gold mine as well for the adventurers and the city.
Oh, more a case of denying it to the Empire.
Yeah.
In that case, we could say we tried to kill them and accidentally collapsed the mine.
That's not going to stop them from coming back and reopening it, you know? And then get eaten again.
Well, the mine owner's already on the edge of financial straits, and the Empire doesn't really give a shit. I don't think he'd be sending people back out to reopen it. He couldn't afford to.
I don't know,
Curious
money.
where all the existing gold has disappeared to.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
money does stuff to people in power, you know? He seems stressed, he needs money. There's no reason why he wouldn't borrow money to open up to get more money knowing it's a gold mine.
Before we decide to march back down the tunnel, say DM, do you have anything prepared, or are you sitting there going, fuck, 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 fuck?
I mean, whatever you guys want to do. I know what is beyond the tunnel, that's for sure.
So there's something beyond the tunnel.
I mean, you've still got another one of those lasers in your pocket.
I've got let me check my pocket. Yeah, I've got two more. Two more I could throw.
Couldn't hurt to poke.
Oh,
down and-
technically I could throw 4 because it's only a second level, but I like to throw it at 3rd to do a bit more punch.
You
You reckon
could
that?
poke down and just have a little bit of a look, see a bit further.
Should we
If
take
nothing else, get some proof that the miners and stuff are all killed by spiders.
Donda, you're really familiar with this mine. Did you happen to see any like
What?
explosives? Mine dwarves. I'm just assuming. I'm stereotyping here, right?
This mine.
You
Not
get
this mine. Yeah, this mine. I'm saying this mine. Did you happen to see any explosives? Would you use explosives to mine gold? I don't know.
Not really. You'd use
I-
it for clear ways.
Donda's experience would probably be less in gold and more in precious gems.
I don't think I was really born when dwarves were at their power. So I probably wouldn't have actually experienced much mining.
I wasn't paying attention to the cave, so I didn't see any explosives or anything. So maybe I found a hammer.
I know the elf has explosives, but I don't recall seeing any. Without a roll.
Man, keep calling me the elf, and there's going to be a dead dwarf. I swear to God, I keep
calling me the
disguising
dwarf!
myself. And you keep. I called you the dwarf once. You keep calling me the damn elf when you know
You did
these
it just
bastards.
then! What, the spiders aren't gonna notice?
The spiders aren't the Empire Guards. You guys keep calling me the fucking elf in public. You dumb shit. Like seriously, they're gonna lock me up just because I'm an elf. You see me hiding myself every time we go near them.
I'm a
Come
dwarf,
on,
they're not
man.
gonna believe me!
Maybe we should.
They
get
hear
some-
elf, they lock me up for the sake of it.
All right. I think that's the smallest problem we have here right now. How about we go with a nickname?
Is that a jab at me? You just can't leave it alone!
No, I wasn't thinking.
God, first the disguised green thing, and now you!
Donda hasn't drunk enough alcohol today. Yes.
Clearly not.
I think you'll feel better if you fire at another fireball sooner than later.
Even gets rolled damage on that one.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how much you rolled, they were all pretty much going to die. But could you please actually just cross it off, just so we...
I have.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. All right, guys, what's the plan then?
We're arguing.
But we're gonna have a full domestic.
Oh,
about-
I'm halfway out the cave. I've just started walking.
Rio starts walking away.
On his own, surrounded by spiders. What could go wrong?
You seriously walking away? I sort of like.
Oh yeah, I'm halfway out the cave. My guy's halfway out the cave. My guy's fuming.
Wow. I guess that's how loyal elves are. Hey.
That's one way to look at it.
While
I just want to echo out the cave. Come on back, Rio. The job's not done yet.
What
Stop.
exactly was the wording of the job?
I don't know. Actually, I need. Did anyone write it down in the journal?
The
I-
gist of it was to investigate why the shipments have stopped and to enable the mine to become operational again.
Ah, fuck.
So realistically, if we can cave in the mine where the nest,
Hmm.
and we let them know, don't fucking go that way, the job's complete.
True.
Pretty much.
Alternatively, we can blow this and the main entrance and report in that there was obviously some sort of collapse and the guards must have run off with all the money and the mine's no longer functional. Then the Empire doesn't get it and somebody else more friendly with us can come back later and mine the gold.
And
And get
hopefully
eaten by spiders.
get some adventurers down to secure the mine. It'd be a yeah.
Personally, we should probably poke back in just a little bit further and see what's going on because
I would like to check those bodies. Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt, but
All right.
I'd like to quietly head back so I could do I'd like to do a detect magic spell to see if there's anything of value with these people, or just to check that we can do a head count on all the cocooned people or dead people, just to make sure. Maybe they're potentially maybe survivors. Hopefully one or two that maybe just wrapped up and alive.
Cool. So Kai starts to head in towards the second cave. Do the rest of you follow? And Rio, are you still heading out?
I've stopped. I've heard the discussion. I've turned around.
Yeah, taking a few moments to cool off. Okay. Kai, as you head back in, I'd like you to roll me stealth check, along with anyone else who is also heading this direction.
Yep.
I'm moving with him and just saying, keep that laser handy. And also, because if I was smart enough to retreat, then they're smart enough to ambush.
Oh, we got some big rolls.
So I'm about to roll, and that'll bring it down.
Here comes the Tin
I think
Man.
as long as you don't get natural one.
Oh,
shit.
you're clanking along, man.
I think Rio, you would have caught up by now, I assume.
Yeah.
I'll leave that
see
one
them
to you.
going
To
to
you.
see
He's double dashing.
You can be hanging behind as well if you like, but why don't you chuck one in for me as well? Cool. Alright, remember the way
Rio's
group...
pissed. He's not thinking straight.
Yeah. Remember the way group checks work is that you count the number of successes and failures. So if there's 5 people and I see 3 successes and 2 failures, it would be overall a group success. Yeah. Kai, you cast Detect Magic as you get through into the second cave system. Is that a ritual that you're going to do?
Yeah, I was gonna ritual. I was gonna like slowly cast it.
Yeah.
Or what's it called? Circle or ritual circle, and quietly chant.
Yep. Okay, cool.
For 10 minutes.
You do get a slight ping coming from one of the cocoons that's further along down the tunnel, maybe about 3/4 of the way down.
All right. Who's around me at the moment? Is everyone's stealthed up?
Everyone's with you, yeah.
I like to tell Arendor and point roughly to where there's a cocoon. I got a magical ping from that cocoon, which is how many feet? Like 50, 60 feet?
Yeah, it'll be
Or-
about 30 feet ahead of you, I think, is the radius of Detect Magic.
Alright. I just want to check if detect. Does it follow me as I walk?
It's a circle around you, the area. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 30 feet around.
Yep.
Yep.
I would like to attempt to use Mage Hand to dig into that cocoon.
Oh,
Cool. Yeah, no, easy enough. The hand goes out. It's a bit tough going. And the mage hand has to use its fingers to like push in opposite directions. So it's not the easiest thing to tug through, but it starts getting through it.
you want a knife, Erndor? You can borrow this knife I've got in my pocket. This is spare.
Yeah, sure. I'll take your knife.
Yeah. Here you go.
Sweet. Yeah, with the knife in hand now, the mage hand can easily start cutting through. I was just trying to imagine like with two hands,
What a
right? If you're
beautiful
trying to,
gift.
with two hands, if you're trying to tear something, you'd put your hands opposite and like kind of tug apart. But with like a single hand, tearing something apart is probably quite hard.
It's like
Yep.
two fingers at a
Yeah.
time, like splitting it.
I guess the hand itself can like move, but anyway, all good. You start to cut through, and you find inside a man that isn't wearing armor. Appears to have been a miner, with sort of like workers' clothes. The magical ping is coming from a amulet that he has around his neck.
I'm not there. I'm still like maybe 20, 30 feet, or just on that outskirts of that.
So we're back in the room with the spiders, right?
Yeah,
Where they jumped us.
yeah, no
Well-
spiders, but
Where all the dead people are.
there are
Cocoon.
corpses of spiders everywhere, and big burn marks down at the end of the tunnel that curves away to the right.
Can I kneel down to one of the corpses of the spiders
Mhm.
and examine the body?
Yeah, it's a sort of maybe a foot wide. It's quite burned and blackened at this point. To be honest, there's barely anything left to see of it. Yeah, what are you looking for specifically?
I just wanted to pull out my obsidian dagger and like scratch its carapace to see how hard it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if you push hard enough on it, you could probably stab it through quite easily. But it's got a little bit of solidness to it.
Interesting. Xenomorphs.
Can I approach
While
the
these guys are doing
But yeah, I'll use the Mage Hand to get that amulet.
Comes off around
Oh.
the neck. Floats over to you.
I was going to offer to identify it.
Sure.
Cool. You can start to identify. I mean, I guess you would probably quickly see as you start to turn it over in your hands. You open it up. It has a image of a woman inside it, and it's moving. The picture is sort of like she's sort of spinning around, and then she turns back to look at the perspective of you looking in. She smiles and waves, and then she just sort of moves around again. Imagine like a moving picture from Harry Potter or something like that.
Harry Potter.
Witchcraft.
Just a simple little enchanted keepsake.
That's kind of cool.
While these guys are doing this, I'm looking around just to see if there's any spiders hiding up in the ceiling or in a dark crevice or something.
Yep. Chuck a perception check for me. Cool. Nothing immediately is standing out to you. You do see there's the odd like cave hole like up in the ceiling up to your right, and another one further up to the left that would be perfect for some spider to crawl through. Kind of you get the feeling that there might be these sort of intricate web of sort of inner tunnels between these larger tunnels that might connect them all, but there doesn't seem like there is anything at the moment, any creatures looking at you. They seem to have backed off.
I stick an arrow into each one of those holes either way.
Yeah, you poke it in, it's just empty. Yeah, empty space. It just goes on further than you can reach.
No, with the longbow.
Oh, you're saying like you shoot it
Oh,
in?
you shoot arrow.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm shooting an arrow into both of those two holes in the ceiling, yeah.
You can just hear the arrow clatter down one of the tunnels, and then the next one clatters and comes to a stop. Make sure
Don't
you
know
cross
how
off
long we
2
have.
arrows.
Already have.
Yep. Cool. All right.
Can I with my obsidian dagger, can I dissect its face up, the spider, see if it's got like a poison sac or anything?
Yeah, you can cut it open. This one does not appear to have any poison.
Does it have
Right.
fangs?
Yep, got a couple of fangs.
I'll cut off the fangs. Put it in my pocket.
Yeah, cool. You can add two
fangs.
two spider mandibles or something like that to your inventory.
Alright.
Although do a survival check for me to see.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case you break one. Oh yeah, easy peasy.
I would like to head over to the cocoon where the amulet was
Mm-hmm.
and just inspect the head of the body in there and see if the face is at all still in a state that could be recognized.
Yeah, it has. The figure doesn't appear to have been like mutilated in any way.
And I would like to try and memorize what they look like because I wanted to return this amulet, if possible, to someone, the person in it.
Cool. So this person is bald, sort of darkish brown skin. He's got a big scar on his on the right side of his cranium, which might be one way to be able to see him. It looks like some sort of miner's accident. Maybe a rock hit him when he wasn't wearing a helmet, or maybe got hit by a pickaxe that was being swung too widely. What else? He's got that's probably the main discerning features.
All right. Is he wearing a shirt or anything?
Yep, just sort of like your plain workers clothes.
All right. I walk up next to Arendor and I use my dagger to cut like a 1 foot by 1 foot piece of cloth, like from his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull out a piece of charcoal to do a rough sketch of his face, and I give it to Arendor.
Great. Will this be a performance check maybe, or a dexterity check?
Or actually, maybe I give Arendor the charcoal.
Yeah.
If you can draw his face, so you can remember.
All right. Yeah, do a dexterity check, just flat dex.
Flat decks. Sure. Where is that? Over there, hiding.
Just do a.
What have we got? Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Yep. It definitely looks like a person, and you captured the main features.
It is a human.
It looks like a human. could be a lot worse.
It's like a stick man.
Anyone seen this man? All right, fantastic. So the cave stretches out ahead of you, maybe only another 20 or 30 or so feet, and the end of the tunnel turns around to the right, where you can no longer see. Mushrooms, obviously covering the walls here. Some of them have got like spores floating off them, and they're all sort of glowing. Green one over there, purple one over there.
Wait, a green one and a purple one?
Yeah, there's like a green one that's glowing over here, and there's a purple one over there. Lots of different varieties.
Do they look flammable?
They're glowing, right? Spores are usually flammable. I'd like to cut one small glowing mushroom. Let's see if it still glows.
Okay.
If I hold it in my hand.
Which color are you going for?
The green one.
All right. There are like small sort of variety of sizes. Some the size of your hand. Some that might be like a foot tall and a foot wide sort of thing. How big are we talking? You just want to get a small one?
I
Or
just
you
want
want to get a big one?
a small one, just the size of like a mug.
Okay.
right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can grab a little small one out. It gives off a little bit of a glow. Yeah.
And then I throw it down the down the cave
Okay. The direction you came, or the direction ahead of you?
ahead of me.
All right. Just bounce a little bit on the ground. It doesn't seem to. When you throw it, a green cloud of spores does sort of emanate from it. But yeah, other than that, nothing. It didn't explode.
Do I get sick or anything?
I think that one was probably not from that one. You seem to be fine.
How
Right.
many people can we see? How many
Yeah.
cocoons?
Can we do a what is it? Area check for how many webby cocoons are in the vicinity?
There's probably it's probably close to about 20 in here.
And do any look like they've been wrapped and then unwrapped? Like
No.
any indication of what the spiders have done with them after they've been wrapped?
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like they've just been wrapped up.
Should we check each one, see if there's any survivors? 20 shouldn't take us long. If there's 5 of us, we just check 4 each or 5 each.
To check, see if there's any indication that some of them are soldiers or they're all miners.
Yeah, alright. And should only take us like, what, 5-10 minutes? Just to split it and have
All right. Okay, cool. 5-10 minutes can be spent. You pull out 20 or so people. Most of them seem to be miners. There are a few soldiers in here, though. Some of them clearly had weapons or have got more armored attire on. You lay them out. There's, shall we say, probably 5 soldiers here and 15 miners, all of varying races and genders. You can lay them all out. The soldiers don't have any weapons, but you can see, empty sheaths and stuff like that. All dead. Or at least seemingly all dead. None of them are breathing or have heart rates.
Is their armor like pierced? Like, how did they die? Do they have like bite marks on their necks?
Yeah, go do a medicine check.
Oh, that I can do here. Oh, not today. I don't see anything.
Yeah, kind of unsure.
They're too mutilated.
The fact that all their weapons are missing is immediately making me sus as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably about
Why would
half the complement, I believe. So I'm guessing
Why
the
would
rest are around
spiders
the
take the weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the
Or
gold
did
is
they all just have their weapons drawn and have been moved by the spiders?
But we still haven't seen weapons anywhere. And all the gold is missing. Like, there is not a drop of gold in this gold mine.
Why would all the spiders move them here?
Close to
that-
the feeding, but that's
Is that-
just natural.
yeah.
But there's no sign of feeding.
Question is, they must have died somewhere else and they have been moved here for a reason. Very strange.
I think we should continue on.
Yep. Quickly, the cave dust under our feet, it's probably overrun with spider tracks, but there doesn't look like a large contingent of troops marched through here and left boot tracks everywhere.
Chuck a survival check out for me.
Oh,
Yeah, cave floor, man. Rocks.
rocks.
Yep.
Lots of mess. Okay. Well, I'll take a little poke around that corner.
All right.
Is there anything we can leave here? Any traps that we could trigger later?
Some sort of alarm spell.
I already used one of those.
And I don't have that. I'm
I
not...
mean, for the purpose of defending ourselves if we have to run back. I assume not.
I think if we have to run back, we blast through anything that gets in our way, laser what's behind, and hope.
Yeah, actually, you know where that spot, GM, that I made the wall of water? I'd like to add more water and add another 5-foot cube of water to make the tunnel entrance only 5 foot.
Is it the case that you are able to stack them, or I thought once you do the next one?
I can have 2 up at the same time. 2, as long as 2 pieces are frozen. That's it. I only wanted to freeze it twice.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So what I would just point out is that you would have seen as you guys were running back down the corridor, the spiders don't really care about floors or ceilings or walls. They were everywhere. They were on the
that's just
ceiling, on the walls. Yeah.
they go around
This
it.
wall wouldn't have necessarily impeded them. But you can totally add on if you like to make it more difficult for yourselves to escape when you're coming back.
Well, it's there now.
Yep, it's there.
It's
All right.
there for an hour. There for an hour.
Okay, cool. Yep. So, looking ahead.
Yeah.
Great.
Do we want to go stealthy, people? I'll ask Rio. How long does pass without trace, that nifty spell, last? Is
Rio?
my mic working?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You are breaking up a bit.
Yeah, I don't know why my internet's a bit iffy today.
Not you, Lesser.
Pass without trace is now.
It's a me.
Oh, mine. I'm watching mine fluctuate too.
Mm.
If I can keep my concentration on it, an hour, Kai.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
So we've probably been about 20, 30. Because we've been riffing bodies and...
I haven't cast it yet.
Rhonda has disguised Green Man shoes.
Yeah, I don't think we cast it earlier as well, right?
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I think we're good on that. I think we're fresh on that. So did you want to put one up now, or we're just going to have a quick look ahead first?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Cool. All right. Let's get a stealth check, everyone, as we start pushing onwards. And you can plus 10.
Do I need it?
Hang on, I need to... Oh, doesn't matter. I was going to say I need to roll disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because I rolled a 1 anyway. So 11 for me.
Stealth check, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My cloak is specifically stealth checks to hide.
Yeah, it's visual checks for, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've got an 11, a 27, a 15.
Apparently I had advantage, but I didn't roll with advantage.
Roll again.
Roll
Roll again. Plus 10.
Pies is
So-
just 17. He's already included the plus 10.
Yeah, I've already included.
Oh. JC, that message, are you being serious? Okay. All right. Cool. Excellent. So, what you see as you head down the tunnel, it kind of winds a little bit. Black rock looks much more ancient than the gold mine. It hasn't been dug out, so this is like a natural fissure that you're sort of following. And eventually, after not too long, maybe another 20 or 30 feet after turning, it starts to widen out, and you step through, or at least you come close to, an opening that opens into a massive chamber that you can see. I guess I don't want to say that you've walked out into it, but you can see at the end of the tunnel a large chamber opens up, and it's filled with bright light. From where you are here, you can see a whole lot of flora, lots of plants, but from where you are at the moment, you wouldn't be able to exactly see what it is causing it all.
I'd like to sniff the air. Does it smell different in here?
Yeah, it's got a strong smell of all sorts of plants, and there's toxic smelling stuff. There's strong sense of jungles and forests.
All right.
Would you like
Made
to
knowledge.
head forward to have a closer look?
I'm gonna burn a spell slot. I'm gonna detect poison and disease.
Okay. Yeah. Is that another concentration?
Yeah. What did I do before? Was concentration? Oh, the vine thing.
Entangling, yeah.
Tangle. Yeah, that's gone already. Yeah, I was just gonna cast it at first level.
Cool. 30 feet around you, 10 minutes. Excellent. All right. You don't currently smell any poison and disease. Or sorry, you don't detect poison and disease around you where you are.
Okay.
We'll move up towards the entrance and get a better look into this
Yeah.
underground cavern.
So this feels like a different world. This cavern is hundreds of feet long and wide, and it's filled with this expanse of a forest of towering mushrooms that just stretch up and out in all directions. The colossal stalks sort of like disappear up into the ceiling. Each mushroom is emitting glowing bioluminescent light. There's blues and greens and purples, and that just causes this sort of otherworldly light that just dances and flickers around on the cavern walls. There are web arches between some of the mushrooms, forming these sort of bridges. And underneath on the floor, it's spongy moss and all sorts of small fungi and not leaves, like fungi and moss and stuff, sort of that muffle the sound of your feet as you're walking. Can someone give me a perception check?
Yep, I'll get one.
I'll help you. I'll
Cool.
help you.
Yeah, roll it with advantage. Great. The moss and the flora kind of, it also affects the sound in here. Inside a cave, when you hear a stone drop, it echoes, and it feels quite harsh. The softness of the terrain here, it almost makes it feel calming, almost serene. It really is like walking into a different world. With a 15 perception check, you notice as your eyes are adjusting to the gentle light, subtle movements out in the forest. Emerging from behind a mushroom over there, you can see the small little humanoid figure, about 3 feet tall. Its body resembles the fungi around it. It's got soft, light flesh, porous mycelium, and their heads have got a little cap on top, little mushroom top that are all varied in shapes and colour. You see another one over there who walks out, and he just sort of passes behind a mushroom, wandering off in that direction. He's also got, glowing little specks on top of his mushroom cap. They seem to be these little guys that are just wandering around, going about their business. This guy here picks up a mushroom, runs back in the direction deeper into the cave, and none of them appear to have noticed you yet.
Anyone know what these things are?
Not.
Someone roll a history check. Or a nature check.
I'll try history. I don't know if I have advantage from anything.
I'll assist you. We'll brainstorm. Well, quack quack.
Yeah. I think you might have heard.
Read it in a book.
Yeah, you might have read some book. Dondar is studious. You would have read a book. It might have been a fiction novel or a historical fiction or something, but you do remember seeing reference to small fungi-like creatures that live in the deep places beneath the earth. Actually, yeah, it is very likely Dondar would have read about this, given where he's from. For the most part, they are benevolent. They're harmless. They just do their thing. They often try and keep to themselves, and they try to get along with whoever comes their way as much as possible. Yeah, other than that, you wouldn't know much else, I don't think.
Do any of them approach us? Or
They wouldn't have seen you yet.
They haven't seen us yet.
Yeah.
Donda, are these things friendly?
You muted, Kiwi.
Donda's
That,
giving me
that
the cold
remains to be
treatment.
seen. And suddenly wakes up as if from a muted stupor. That
You're-
remains to be seen. They would have to be in league with the spiders, surely, to survive.
I don't know. Mushroom people. Did they make
Well,
funny?
the spiders have not killed them, so
Uh,
you would imagine.
your logic is fair. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Are there any indications of structures or dwellings or anything that sort of a centralized community of these things?
It's
Do
quite
we need to
dense, so
go
it's
hunting?
it's kind of difficult to see where you are, to be honest. You do see. Chuck a position check up for me, eh? Yeah. It's probably where you are at the moment on the far side. It's probably difficult to really see any sort of centralized area. Where we're standing now, Kai, you do detect. So there are obviously mushrooms everywhere. Close nearby, there are a few red ones, greens, blues, purples. The green ones are giving off a poison.
Like, is this like the same one that I cut before?
It is,
Or is
yeah.
it a different
Just
green one?
It's bigger.
So the bigger green ones are poisons.
Yeah.
So I would.
I think you get the idea that the smaller one was too infantile to actually be creating enough spores to be poisonous.
All right. So I walk 5 feet closer to the green one just to make sure it's
Oh, yeah.
poisonous.
That's giving off poison clouds if you walk through that. Probably not good news.
Not gonna. Do the red ones ping or the blue ones or the purple ones?
No, none of the others do.
All right. I whisper out, "Hey guys, the big green ones, the really big ones, they have poisonous spores. Probably best to stay away from those."
Oh, you can tell which ones are poisonous. What about these ones?
Yeah. Okay. Are those poisonous? The ones I picked in that cave with the banshee?
Those are rotted beyond
I
description.
know.
So I would say
I thought we
yes.
dried those. Didn't we dry
I
those?
completely forgot that they were in my inventory. Just that.
Just in like a pouch that's just a bit damp. You're looking inside, like
Okay.
the walls of the pouch just are stuck together. Ugh.
Does fungus actually rot like that? Shouldn't it have just got more potent?
Yeah, fungus doesn't really.
I mean,
unless
it goes all moldy and stuff, right?
You can get moldy mushrooms. They
Yeah.
can go moldy. That's kind of like, what do you call that? It's like mold eating fungus. It's kind of weird.
It's his world. It's whatever he wants.
But yeah, does it ping? Do the red ones ping? The poison, obviously the poison molecules do not degrade. It's just the flesh goes bad, but the poison remains.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been poisonous at the time of them being more healthy.
Alright.
Now though,
Yeah, now I probably don't want to eat them.
Yeah, they're not poisonous, Erendor, but they are diseased because they're rotting.
So a potent weapon then, a bio weapon.
Yeah, it can give you the runs if you want to run.
Not against you, fool. If you
Alright.
threw them over someone.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, but that would require you to pick them up.
Bro,
So yeah, green ones, big green ones are bad.
so shall we go little man hunting?
Actually, I've got a really good idea right now. You know how I said spores were kind of flammable? I'd like to sort of cover my face. Can I get that clicking candle back off you, Valorant?
Don't know if I've got it, but sure.
All right. I click the candle and I light some of the spore cloud and see if it ignites and flames up.
Okay, cool. So there are a bunch of mushrooms here, right? So there's like green ones, there's red ones, and purple ones, blue ones. They're all sort of like bunched up together. So you bring the candle over, hold it quite close.
Yeah, just to a small spore cloud. I don't want the whole place to blow up.
Okay, cool.
Next minute.
The green one, no, it doesn't. It doesn't burn. It doesn't explode. The red one beside it, however, though, as soon as you kind of pass the candle over in front of it, there's immediately as the spores around it just ignite instantly, and you almost get knocked back off your feet. If it was any bigger, you would probably be going flying.
My eyebrows.
Make
My
it,
eyebrows.
Yeah, make a dex saving throw. Oh, very good. You're able to just back out of the way, and you take 3 points of fire damage.
What other colors did you say there were?
There are
Purple.
purples, greens, reds, and blue.
Oh, hold up. I need to do a concentration check. Has it
Oh,
been
yeah.
10 minutes since I've walked around this place?
Oh, no, there's probably only a couple. Yeah, no, you can still do it. Yep. Need a 10. Nice.
Is there more of one color than another, or is it all pretty?
It's all mixed around.
Mufti.
Yeah, it's all mixed around.
That sounds like a violent explosion waiting to happen.
Actually, can I do a what's it called check now? A perception check. Did we startle the mushroom people by setting off a small bomb, a grenade?
Check a perception check out.
The sound of the boom, I would have been sword and shield out already, ready for trouble.
Yeah,
Cool.
my bad, guys.
Yep.
My bad.
You look over your shoulder, and the few little mushroom fellows that were nearby immediately look in your direction, and you hear like this, and you see them all darting off into the forest and disappear. You no longer see them anymore. Other than that, though, wait a few moments. Nothing else seems to happen.
Do we? Oh, with that perception check, do I see any footprints that have come through here recently, or within what is it, a month, couple of weeks?
You see small little fungus-like footprints, whatever their footprints would look like.
Mushroom footprint, mushroom people footprints.
Little mushroom people footprints. But yeah, I mean,
Souls.
there's the telltale sign of the spider feet. You know, lots of little small indentations of 8-legged creatures passing through. Other than that, you don't see any human or people footprints.
Do we see where they went? Can we follow
Yeah,
them?
they just darted deeper into the forest, further into the cavern.
Well, only one thing for it. We're not going to get anywhere sitting here at the entrance.
True.
Avoid
Donda.
green, don't burn red. Work out blue and purple as we go.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Donda. See those red ones? See these eyebrows? They're a bit singed. Fireball the red ones.
Cool.
Only as a last resort, because this entire cavern will probably go back.
Cool. All right. Pressing on through. Yeah, it's kind of beautiful, honestly. You're actively trying to stay away from the red and the green ones, I take it?
We're not
As
running
long
it.
as we keep fire away from them, we should be fine, right?
Yeah, we're just staying away from the green ones. We're most like as much as we can.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There's a... So you need to like push your way through some of the more dense areas. Over here, there's a thicket of green ones, which you'll have to avoid. So you can, head over to the left instead, and then there's maybe some purple and red ones over there. Since you're only avoiding the green ones, this time when you're pushing through past the red ones, first person who goes near them, I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
God.
Oh, so who would that be? I guess who do you think would be leading the charge? I should have asked. Sorry, that's my bad. Kai, you do it for us. You're the most inquisitive person at the moment, I would imagine.
Yes.
Go for
Alright.
it, man. Check us.
Cons-
It's fine.
Saving throw?
It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, Constitution saving
saving.
throw.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, trust the
I
DM.
won't. I'm not fine. I'm definitely not
it's
fine.
As
I
you're-
take a big whiff.
Yeah, you're heading right past, and there's a couple bunched up, and you have to almost turn sideways to get through them, and you knock into it, and a big cloud of spores go into your face. As you're turning sideways and you look back at your friends, they're all looking at you, and you see their faces are kind of like quite stern and almost angry looking, and you see like horns starting to come out of their foreheads, their eyes turn red and evil, their teeth become pointed. Make a wisdom saving throw for me. Again, easy, it's no problem. Nothing's gonna happen, don't worry about it.
I'm hallucinating a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're fine. You're fine. Kai's smart. You've had some hallucinogenic something into your system, and your allies are all looking demonic.
To
but
be
you-
fair, hallucinogens are sort of a poison, you know that, right?
maybe, I don't know. I would consider this not a poison. It's more of a magical effect. But either way, you're fine. You're fine. It's a little bit disconcerting to see your allies all become kind of somewhat monstrous. But Kai's he's wise enough to know that it's just an effect of the mushroom. Shake it off.
Can I say this now that I've experienced it firsthand?
Yeah.
Guys, you guys look really funny. I'm hallucinating. Beware the red ones, because you guys all look fucked up to me right now.
You look pretty shit yourself.
Yeah, I know. Can you see my eyes are kind of like red and swollen? Those spores are no joke.
Yeah.
And I start coughing a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. You can push on through. You can now make an effort to avoid the red ones as well. As you get more towards the center of the chamber, you see the little guys again. They're popping in and out. Now that they're aware of you, they are all sort of just trying to stay clear of you. A couple of them will like poke their heads out from behind a mushroom, just kind of watch you. And as you get deeper, there's a couple of really large mushrooms in the very center. And you can see there have been like these holes bored into the side. These stems are probably like 20 or 30 feet wide. Yeah, these little like holes bored into it, and you can see a little head pop out one of the hole and just sort of watch you as you go past.
Can I take out my decanter and wash my face from
Yep.
the spores and stuff?
Yeah, give it a wash. It'll pass in about a minute. So as I'd say, as you're sort of passing on through, yeah, the faces.
What do the little mushroom guys look like with your
Yeah, what do they look
hallucinogen?
like? Do they look like crazy beasts or whatever?
Yeah, they're
They look
pretty
normal.
trippy. They're pretty trippy. Their feet become mushroom caps. Their heads like grow like an entire forest. An entire forest is growing on top of their mushroom cap heads. Their eyes, which were before just these gentle little pale grey dots, have now become these big burning red lasers aiming in your direction. Yeah, bit trippy, but after not too long, your vision starts to return to normal.
Wow, this stuff is amazing.
Yeah. Cool. What are we doing? Are we going to just keep on pressing through, or did you guys want to do anything else?
where-
Try and communicate with them, or
Can try. We can try. Do you want to give it a crack?
sure.
These mushrooms, are they like tall? And how big's the cavern?
Yeah, so the cavern is probably easily 100 feet long, maybe nearly that far wide. Some of the mushrooms are massive, so like 30 feet wide, the stems, and they stick up nearly, like some of them basically reach the ceiling. Some of them go up into the ceiling. You can just see a stem from the floor passing through the ceiling and actually like disappearing. Some of them are, smaller than that. There's a big variety of sizes, but yes, definitely some massive mushrooms in here.
I'm just curious if I'd be able to make a path in the air. If this works the way I think it does.
A path in the air, as in like jumping along from cap to cap or something like that?
Like, let's say if I had fly, would I just be able to fly past them all?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like completely dense that you can't move around. Yeah.
pull out my rope of climbing, say the command word for it to go up, and I start and for it to not.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, whoever wants to avoid these mushrooms, come with me. And because it will move and stuff, and then I can just crawl along the knotted rope.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go up in the air and navigate a path and just keep telling the rope to move where I want it to rope, and I'll just climb from one end to the other as it spins around.
All right.
How
Great.
are you climbing up like that?
So you would have to get to one of the slightly smaller mushrooms because it's 50 feet, and you need to give me a strength check to be able to get up. But you have advantage on it.
Oh, using the ropes to lash to the mushroom?
I assume that's what you wanted, right? To like lash it up to the top.
I
of the
don't know.
mushroom?
I don't need to lash to any mushrooms. Like it can go to any command the point to move towards a destination I choose, and it can hold up to 3,000 pounds. So it'll hold my
So
weight.
it's a magic rope. Using the magic
Or
rope.
just the end of it floating.
Yeah.
I think it has to. I think it has to go around something.
Can you? Oh,
You
let
can
me
also
read.
tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an
Yeah.
object.
Yeah, it can't just sort of like float in the air. I don't think.
Oh, all right. Well, disregard what I was thinking there.
Yeah.
So that's what my plan was to use it like that.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, you just
Magic
become like
flying
Spider-Man,
rope.
just sort of
Flying
around.
rope.
Yeah.
Pretty much a flying rope that moves around really slowly, and I'm crawling from one end and then waiting for it to go to the next
Yeah.
point and then crawl the length of the next length.
Well,
You know
could
how
do that.
You'd get a immovable rod. You could probably do that.
Then you got to get the rod back.
Yeah.
You'd have to do shenanigans with like mage hands.
All right, disregard the rope then.
Alrighty.
You can climb up tight and then sling. You could like Tarzan it if you wanted to Tarzan. It'd just take you longer because you have to attach to each mushroom.
Mm.
Yeah, but see, it says I can command it to move to a destination I choose.
Mhm.
So I thought, it animates or go to that spot, stay in that spot till I climb to it, and then command the other end to go to the next spot.
I think the point is that it will.
It needs to
It's
knot
still a
itself.
rope. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can tell it to move somewhere, but you can just tug it and it'll just come back. I don't think it sort of because then it sort of becomes an immovable object in the same way if we could let it do that.
All right, I'd never
Yeah.
disregard that then.
No, all good. I like the thinking though. All right, cool. We're pressing on through.
No, give me a sec. We're surrounded by mushrooms right now, right?
Yeah, man.
No, Kiwi was going to try to talk to him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm with Kiwi.
cool. What are you doing? How does Donda communicate?
I don't know. Approach one. Try some of the languages that I know and say hello.
Yeah. Cool. You can try a few different languages. You see a couple of them sort of come forward and look at you. They don't have any understanding. They don't appear to understand what you're saying, but they'll sort of just chirp back at you like.
You're making weird noises at them. They'll make weird noises at you.
I can understand them. I can.
Two of them look at each other, kind of like almost shrug their mushroom arms. Look back at you.
When they're as they're doing, I go comprehend languages. I use my special Fey touch ability once a day.
All right. You hear them saying to each other, "What do you think they want?" "I don't know. Do you think we need to cook them dinner?" No, surely not." All right. Well, let's just wait and see.
They sound a hell of a lot like Lenny.
do I only hear this, or does
would be just
Donda
you.
hear this?
It'll be the person at castle, yeah.
All right. Well, these guys have a brain. They can talk. They can communicate with each other. I'm gonna try something and see if I can speak with animals and see if that works. I go up to go, "Hello, little people."
You hear them say, "What do you think it's saying?" "Oh, I don't know.
Fuck.
Just be careful. Be careful. Let's maybe back up a little bit." They back up a little bit.
All right. I just wave.
They both wave at you. Little smiles.
Actually, you know what I do? I pull out those two fangs that I've harvested from the spider, and I line up with my put them towards my face to look like a spider, and wiggle my fingers around. I go, let's see if what they say.
Hmm. One of them says to the other, "What do you think it's doing? It looks like it looks like it's trying to pretend to be one of the 8-legged ones." Yeah, I guess so.
I shake. As soon as I hear that, I shake my head. Like up and down, and I'm not like nodding.
Oh, 8-legged ones, eh? What? Do you think it wants to know something about them?
And I put up my my hands up to my shoulders, like pretending like where.
Oh, isn't like you're gesturing like where are they or something?
Yeah, gesturing, sort of like.
I need a roll. I need a roll for this.
Okay.
What do you want to roll for it? This is probably a
roll a
performance.
check.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wish me luck.
I was not expecting to be here right now, but this is great. Yeah, I'll roll to see how smart they are. If you know what, I'll do it on the table for you. If they beat a 12 on a flat d20, then that's a d12. Yeah. All right. Oh, all right. He's like, oh, he wants to know where they are. Wow, I mean that's easy. And they sort of gesture in the direction further on down the tunnel.
All right, I put my hands together and just like slight bow and thank them.
Yeah. One of them holds up a hand, and the other one like turns around and just runs off.
Like as a thing, I bring out my decanter and I water the area. Make a puddle, a nice little pond on the ground.
Okay. The mushroom just sort of like wanders over and looks at it, and looks up at you with a cocked eyebrow. A moment later,
Does it say anything?
No. The other guy comes back, and he's holding like a little plate of what looks to be like pressed plant matter that's been pressed out and forms sort of a rough sort of platter. And there are like some chopped up mushrooms and stuff in here. There are a couple of chopped up purple and blue mushrooms, and sort of like holds it out to you.
All right, I guess I'll take one of each and I eat it, respectfully, and I thank them.
They seem thrilled by this. The other one who was carrying the platter like comes over and like shoulders the other one and says, "Oh, look, he likes it. Ah, very good. Ah, just wonderful. All right, well, go on. We better get back to it then, eh? Ah, yes, all right." And they wander back
before
off.
they run off.
Yeah.
I'd like to reach into my pouch and pull out a gold coin.
Yeah.
Just sort of show them that and see if they register anything from the color.
They look at you and their eyes kind of go a bit wide. Ooh. And again they gesture further on down the tunnel. In the same direction that they did before.
Nope, easy done.
That was helpful. Do I feel any different eating the purple and was it a blue one and a purple one?
The blue one is delicious. The purple one was a bit bitter, but how would you say it tastes? It's like
It's chewy.
It's like eating health food. Like
That's alright. As long as I feel good and not sick.
Extremely nutritious. Like what do you call the pickled cabbage?
Kimchi.
Yeah, kimchi or
but not spicy.
Yeah. No, all good.
You're not going to have any problems passing stool for a while.
Yeah, got my year's worth of fiber.
Yeah.
These blue ones taste really good. Purple ones, bit bitter. And I drink some decanter water to wash it all down.
Yeah.
All right. These mushroom people, pretty nice. Yeah, they tell us further down there are more spiders and gold,
Maybe
potentially.
gold. Which makes me even more curious, because what do spiders want with gold?
Yes.
Or what does anything want with gold? The spiders are just there.
Mm.
Well, there was no gold anywhere at the mine, which is...
Something has collected the gold. Is it the
Something.
spiders or not?
Thinking back to when we were going through the spider corpses, were they all just spiders? There wasn't anything...
There were a
non-
bunch of variety of different spiders, but it was just spiders, yeah.
Okay.
I put the fangs back in my pouch.
Yeah.
Onwards.
Onwards then. Great, you can press on through. You can avoid your red and green mushrooms and get to the far end of the cabin where the tunnels begin once again. Still some mushrooms now, but nothing like the dense forest you just went through. A little way onwards, you get to a branch. There is the tunnel, the main tunnel that carries onwards, and there is a branching tunnel that heads on up to your right. And while you consider that, what you want to do, why don't we take a quick break, eh? And we'll come back with about another hour or so before JC has to jump off.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nice.
I could probably do a little bit extra.
Cool. Yeah, all good. We'll just see how we go. Groovy, right.
I need to do some gardening, and I've been lazy and just need to get out there before the sun sets.
Fair enough. I feel that, man. Oh, boy. Yep.
Gardening never stops.
Cool. Catch you guys in a bit, eh? So
Yeah.
10, 15?
Yeah, 10:15 sounds good.
3 days.
the Bosma,
Mm.
who are the exact opposite of vegetarian.
Oh,
They
they're-
won't eat anything that has grown because of the Green Pact. They can only eat meat.
Yeah, those guys are psychos.
Even their beer is made from meat.
Wow.
Huh? Oh, I guess. Right. Okay. That sounds.
Fermented blood wine or something?
They ferment meat.
Sounds gross. I guess if it's a sweet meat, I guess it's okay.
And
You
so
have
much
really
as
sweet
like
meat.
breaking a twig in their forest is a death sentence.
Yeah.
Easy meat then.
They
Mhm.
they have the carnivore diet. I guess they're really lean and mean. Lean and mean.
I wonder what their attitude is to gardening.
Well. Shall we crack on? You've come to a branch, kind of. The main tunnel carries onwards down ahead of you, twisting out of sight, and there is a side passage that is sort of formed off, cutting off to the right. And here you stand. What would you guys like to do?
Onwards to glory.
Clicking candle to provide light on the floor. Can someone see what the floor looks like? My eyes are still a bit fucked up.
In terms of like, are you looking for tracks and stuff like that?
Yeah, just examine the floor, see what you see. I can't see good right now.
Yeah. It's very much like the same cave floors that you've been through so far. It's difficult to follow tracks in the cave, to be honest.
All right. I put out the candle and put it away. So, red pill or blue pill?
Good trip or bad trip?
I don't suppose any of the little mushroom men are still around.
Oh, you could go back and find them.
Which direction were they pointing more so to when they pointed towards Spider Cave, or where the eight-legged ones were?
It was
in relation to where we're standing.
Yeah, there was one main exit out of the forest, and that's what they were pointing to. And so you've entered this and carried on for a little while, and now come to the branch.
All right. I'm just gonna speak out and say, does anyone see any more web on one side versus the other?
I'm just going to start walking down the left one.
Good an option as any.
All right, cool. So left one being, I guess what I'm asking is, like, there's the path that you're on at the moment, which kind of seems like the main tunnel, and there's a branching. Are you going to head up the branch one, or are you going to carry on down the main one?
Oh, so there's a smaller tunnel, a branching tunnel.
Yeah.
Versus the main tunnel.
Yeah.
Can I have a look, see if one looks less traveled than the other?
Yeah, roll survival. Yeah, cave stuff, man. Tough to tell, especially with spiders, right? They're probably on the walls and the ceilings.
Coin flip.
Follow. Go down the left one.
Yep, if the branch is on the left and your pre-planned stuff, we go in the branch. If not, then we go in the main.
I mean, either way, but plan for both. But when we go
All
down the
roads
branch?
lead to pre-pan.
Yeah. Okay. You follow the branching path, I guess. All good. You come to, eventually, after following it for a little while. Let me crack open the thing. The tunnel widens out again eventually into another chamber. This time, you're standing on the edge of a vast cavern, a chasm that just seems to drop, as far as the eye can see below you. The other side of the chasm is about 40 feet over, and there's a rocky ledge very similar to the one that you're standing on this side. You can hear the sounds of dripping water that are coming down from somewhere up above and trickling all the way down into the chasm below. And there's a cold, cold draft coming up, carrying with it a scent of damp stone and earth. Across the bridge is across the chasm.
Oh, there's a bridge.
Yeah, there's a bridge. Across the chasm is a delicate-looking bridge made of interwoven spider silk. It's shimmering faintly with the bioluminescent glow of the nearby mushrooms. And you can see the bridge sort of swaying gently, anchored to stalagmites on either side. Yeah.
Can I cut a blue mushroom? Is there any blue mushrooms around here?
No. None. They're a bit different now, I guess. Actually, you know what? Sure, you can find a blue mushroom. Why not?
I just want to cut a small blue mushroom that's glowing and drop it into the chasm.
Yep.
That's all I want to do. And
Yeah.
see the glow drop.
Yeah, it goes down and down. Eventually it bounces off a rock and tumbles a bit, and the glow falls out of sight into the depths beneath.
It's deep.
Yep,
It's
it
deep.
goes down and down.
How wide is the bridge?
40 feet.
40 feet?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wait, the bridge is 40 feet wide.
Oh, sorry. Across the chasm is 40 feet also. The bridge
Okay.
itself is 15 wide.
Okay.
Bridge made out of spider web.
Does there appear to be any web going where we can't see it? Where a spider could be waiting?
Do you mean like up into the ceiling or something like that, or down below?
Well, spiders generally sit on their webs and
Yeah.
wait for movement. Is there any indication of that?
Yeah, roll a perception check for me.
Here.
I'm going to help him.
You said that way too late.
Oh, you have it. Roll advantage. Roll again.
Just one more, not with advantage.
Yeah. Oh,
What? You said that too late. For fuck's sake.
If you get advantage and you roll one, you just roll one more,
Yeah.
because otherwise now you're rolling 3.
So roll once more.
Now
So I
you
can roll 4. Should this be with disadvantage now?
All right.
It just gets better and better.
Right.
Fucking hell.
Doesn't appear to be any spiders out on the bridge. Looking around, just mushrooms, glowing stuff. I guess I would say you do see bits of debris falling from the ceiling above every now and then. Just like a tiny bit of stone will just fall off, clatter down into the
That's
chasm
a
beneath.
worry.
So the bridge that we're seeing right now, where we're at, the bridge is completely made of spiders'
Yeah,
web.
it looks like a very intentionally made bridge of spider web.
All right.
Can we hear anything?
Um,
In terms of like anything above us or vibrations or
I mean, with your perception check, I would say no. Just you
know
hear
what?
the sound of, cave sounds every now and then, the dripping of water, like I mentioned before. There's these little bits of debris, like, stone popping off the end of a stalagmite or something like that, or just from the cave ceiling itself, you hear that clatter a little bit as it falls down into the chasm.
At this stage, I say, when I was living in the wilds, I used to look at spiders and their webs, and I noticed that when a bug got trapped on the web, it would alert the spider to prey, and they'd run towards them once triggered. This got stuck on the web. If this is what I think it is, it could well mean there's something. This could be a trap. Do you want me to?
100% something's going to happen when we step on the bridge.
We don't have to step on the bridge. How about I'm gonna ask everybody, do you want me to just touch the web and pretend to be stuck? I want to actually just touch it with one finger, see if the web sticks to my finger.
It feels a bit sticky. Yeah, you imagine if you were trying to walk on it, it would be tough to walk on. So you're just touching it with like one finger? Yeah.
Yeah, one finger, just once. So it sticks to my finger like, well, like, sort of like glue-ish, but not strong glue.
Yeah, it's not going to like, you're not going to be completely restrained by it, if that's what you mean. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, shall we say, difficult terrain to walk across.
Ah, okay. What do you want to do? If we walk across, this is going to take us a little bit, or we can try and pretend to be stuck and try and bait something out.
I mean,
Or we
either
could
way,
go back to the main tunnel.
we're looking for spiders. This is made of web.
There's still like much either side, right?
Yep.
Are we looking for spiders? Are we looking for gold?
We're looking for spiders, the other 20 or so missing people, and wondering where all the golden weapons have disappeared to.
Yes.
Cool. So what I was thinking of doing before, we're gonna tie this off to one end, command word it to knot, and tell it to go tie itself off to the other stalagmite on the other side.
Hmm.
You guys can cross on that. I'm crossing on this. Anyone that wants to join me is more than welcome to.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough. You can push it off to the side, so connect it up between two different stalagmites. 50 feet after it's been knotted.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's going to be tight. I think.
I thought it was 40 feet.
Yeah, so as you know, and then plus a little bit of extra for winding it around a stalagmite. I think if you had it right beside the bridge itself, you'd be okay. And then I imagine you probably want to have it above a little bit so that you can try and be not feet dangling and touching the bridge. I think.
Oh yeah, I'm not touching the bridge at all, even if I have to find somewhere slightly to the side.
Yeah, cool. Okay, no problem. I think that will work fine. So if you wanted to scoot across there, we just need some strength checks with advantage.
Not acrobatic checks?
For climbing, I think it's usually strength, right?
Yeah. all
Unless
good.
you're doing
Athletics.
cartwheels and stuff.
Yeah,
Strength and
athletics
advantage.
is good. Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
my dex is
Oh,
good.
wait.
That's why I didn't want strength.
What is this? Oh, advantage with athletics. Okay.
Advantage with athletics, yeah.
I'll just roll it.
Oh, I rolled straight strength. That's the same.
Cool. No, you're all good. Oh yeah. So, if we go on
I have a 0 modifier on strength.
incredible.
Better than my -1.
Yeah.
Rio starts scooting over, easily enough. Kai follows up, behind. Have we got a Dondar roll yet? Chuck us a
Or what,
Dondar
sorry?
roll. Yep. Athletics with
Strength.
advantage. Kai gets about halfway over. Valoran's joining behind, and Kai starts looking like he's starting to slip. But Valoran, huge strength, is able to reach out, quickly like grab onto his leg, like kind of hold him to steady him. And you're
Not
able
the beard!
yeah, able to keep carrying over. Erendor flies across, no problem. He just he runs along the top of the rope, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, and Donda easily enough as well. All good. You guys make it over. And yeah, you get to the other side of the bridge.
Command word, put the rope back away.
Great. Just for reference, this is what we look like.
Oh, I was thinking something different, but okay. Oh,
Battle map avoided.
You make it to the other side, and the tunnel carries on ahead of you.
That's what I was imagining.
Sorry, Riv, destroying your maps.
No, it's good. I love it. The tunnel carries on, and you head up, eventually leading out to a wider chamber. The tunnels finish here. It is terminated. Now, you get a strange feeling when you enter this one. Something slightly off.
how dark is it right now?
Within, yeah. So the mushrooms have stopped. As you started heading up this chamber, the mushrooms have sort of faded off behind you. They stopped growing up here. And the further up you go, the colder it seems to get. Eventually leading into a open
Must
chamber.
be getting close to the waterfall.
Maybe. There are stone stalagmites and stalactites in here as well, in this now sort of open chamber. No other exits, although you can see above in the ceiling there is like a fissure in the roof with an opening probably just wide enough to be able to squeeze through if you wanted to either climb up that way or maybe climb in. No mushrooms here, so it's become dark, so some of you might need to provide light for your companions that can't see in the dark. But there is one feature. There is a pool of water in this chamber that is perfectly flat, completely still. It's almost mirror-like. And there's something about it. There's something that makes you kind of get drawn towards it. It's cold, it's dark, and it seems strange as well. There's no water source for it, at least not that you can see. And yet here it is, just laying flat like a mirror.
Has it been an hour since we entered the original cave? I mean, mine, in the very beginning?
For your detect magic, do you mean?
No, Eyes of the Night that I gave Valerie.
I would say it's probably coming up on an hour. But we could say you've probably got another 5 minutes. If you like.
Alright.
Yep.
Pass the click candle back to Valorant just in case. While you can see still now.
Cool. Yeah, the candle can click on rather, and a little bit of a glow spreads out. The light of the candle sort of reflects off the pool, and the reflections dance around the walls.
Is there anything else in this cave other than the pool?
Just the pool, yeah. It roll a perception check for me. You can see that the sides of the pool look like there is sort of disturbed earth, like someone or something has sat here before. It's almost like it's been brushed clear. But yeah, other than that, no other features.
Can I cast Ritual Detect Magic?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. You take your 10 minutes.
While these do that, can I ritual cast detect poison and disease?
Poison and disease, did you say?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright. No poison and disease in here. With Detect Magic, you feel a strong, very confusing magic emanating from the pool itself. The whole pool appears to be giving off radiant magic. Radiating magic. It's not radiant. Yeah. You and the strange thing, you're unsure. I would say that it's giving off a divination style magic.
Oh, in that time, eyes would have worn off, so I'll use the quicking candle to light a torch.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Candle away. I'll look at the party, look to the side, look back at the party, pick up a rock. Yeah, how wide across is the pool?
Pool is 30 feet wide.
I'm gonna skim a rock across it.
Nice. From a distance or from
So
close?
much foreboding.
From a distance. You don't need to be close to it, get in low.
Sure, yeah.
Probably about 10, 20 back, depending on how much room I got.
Yep. Cool. Why don't you just roll something for me? Roll your dex check for a ranged weapon attack or something.
See how many skips you get.
Yeah.
Roll. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Bad roll.
The first bounce is on the cave floor itself, and then it bounces up into the air and it hits the water, bounces once again, and then falls beneath the surface. And you can see the ripple of waves just spread out from where it impacted into the water and spread across and bounce back and forth off the edge. And this kind of makes the light reflections of the candle even more, I guess, wild and reflective or across the walls and the ceiling. But nothing else seems to happen.
Who wants to go for a swim?
You're joking, right?
Yes.
Well,
Does it look deep?
Tough to tell, I think, from where you're standing. You'd have to get a bit closer.
Hmm.
can I touch it?
Yeah. You totally can, yeah. Would you like to?
Yeah.
All right. Roll a save against death. No, I'm joking. It's very, very cold, icy cold. And as you get up close to it, you can see it's not that deep either. It's maybe a foot or two deep at the deepest point.
Oh, I thought it was like, okay.
Yeah, it's very, very wide pool, but quite shallow. You reach forward and you sort of touch it, and where your finger touches the water, ripples spread out again, and you see your reflection very, very clearly looking back at you. As the ripples start to die down and you see yourself become more clear, roll a perception check for me. You see yourself looking back at you.
Can I cast Identify while I'm touching it?
Yeah, you can. Yep. All right. An object that you can touch. So, cool. So this is going to take another 10 minutes, I assume, unless you burn a spell slot.
Well, it's just casting time 1 minute.
For
But your ritual
ritual, it'll
casting
be
is
10
10.
minutes. Yeah.
Unless you use a spell
Oh.
slot.
Well, it doesn't say I can ritual cast it. Oh, it does. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say how long. But yes, I've burnt a spell slot already.
Okay. Cool. So, you're doing it instantly.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you gather from this, very similar to your detect magic, extremely strong divination. This is ancient magic. So ancient that you've never seen anything like this before, actually. You're not sure what it does, which is odd, because Identify would usually tell you exactly what a magical item does, but all you know is that there's something about it that, yeah. There's something you need to see within it, I guess, that you haven't quite seen yet.
Can I drop a gold coin into it?
Like a wishing well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I just, you can, yeah. You can see the gold coin splash through the water and sink to the bottom again, and it sits there, shining. Again, the ripples ripple out. While he's doing this, any of the rest of you guys do anything?
Gonna come over and have a look at what he's doing with the coin and
Yeah.
look at the coin.
Okay. You see the coin drop down, fall down to the
Just
bottom
plop.
of the pool. Yep. The ripples again rippling out, and you can see yourself now standing beside Donda. As the ripples die down, Erendor, roll me a perception check.
Fucking hell.
Guys, come on.
I'm going to pull a flask out of my mess kit and go over and take a bit of this water.
Yep.
I see Valorant do
And-
that.
I'm gonna use my mage hand to get the coin out.
Cool. You can reach out.
I'm
You can
just
grab
gonna
it.
pocket the coin
Yep.
because
Add a gold.
I want more gold.
Yeah, add a gold. Donda, take off a gold. Valoran, you're filling up water, did you say?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm biting the hook.
Yep.
I'm
Perception
Better
check.
walk away from it.
Perception check as the water coalesces. Thank you.
There we go.
20.
get back in the zone. The ripples die down, and you see yourself, bald head, scar across the eye, staring back at you, and something strange happens. You see yourself sort of turn its head slightly, and you didn't turn your head. It smiles a little bit, and then almost sort of like gestures. You see a hand rise up in reflection. You didn't raise your hand, and it gestures.
To me? Or
Mhm. To something, yeah. He's looking directly at you.
I'll reach down.
Reaching down into the water.
Yep.
Okay.
Dondar backs away from the pool. As far as he can.
You can see the reflection of your hand going down into the water as well. The reflection is now mirroring yours. As the hand gets closer to the water, the smile broadens on its face, on your face, and the hand goes beneath the water. As soon as it does, it's icy cold. Maybe unnaturally so, but you are up in the mountains, so tough to tell. Not enough for it to be painful just yet.
At this stage, I stow my spear and I pull out my whip. If I see him fall into the water, I'm gonna try and whip Valorant.
Alright.
I haven't fallen in yet.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. If I see anything happen,
You
Your
guys
hand's
don't know what's
beneath the
going
water.
on. It's just reflections and
Yeah.
I don't know. I see you reaching in the water and it's super sus to me.
All right. As your hand goes beneath the water, you see yourself. Its lips start to move, and you aren't speaking. And you hear inside your head, in your own voice, "Seek your knowledge, secrets deep. An offering this pool must keep. Surrender something held most dear, and one true answer shall appear."
God damn it.
Only Valoran heard that, right?
Yeah.
So here's the problem with being an amnesiac is I don't know what's most dear.
Meow.
Yeah, that's my cat.
Surrender your cat.
Throw in the dwarf.
No. I got to give it something I care about.
You don't have to give it anything.
It's a plot hook. You got to bite the fucking plot hook. Otherwise, you just waste everyone's time.
You could give it your memories.
To regain your memories.
Yeah.
Mm. I do have a dice set that I've had on me the whole time, which is part of my starting backgroundy stuff.
Hmm.
I guess I'll reach into my thing and pull out this dice set that I've always had and drop it into the pool.
Hmm.
It's just the problem with tabular Rissa characters is
Yeah.
attachments to previous things.
Yeah. The ripples coalesce again into flat, smooth, and you see yourself. And the voice says, "You don't know why you have these, do you? You don't know why you care about them."
One moment, I just got to let my partner in. All right.
All good.
I don't care what answers they can give. They're not getting my stool.
I wouldn't ask that of you.
Sorry.
All right. You don't know why you care about this, do you? Bleed for me and prove that you care.
I mean, answers are good. And I'll slip out a dagger and just slash across the bottom of the hand.
Nice. Take a damage. Ignore who rolled that.
I was about.
It's like, what the fuck?
I have a invisible token selected, but just
Yeah.
ignore that. We will. How about we go like this and just yep.
Here's a quick question. I
Yeah.
currently have plus 10 health from aid. Is that left over from previous? I can't remember when we had
No,
aid.
I did that at the beginning.
Feel like we did it today. Yeah.
I did
Okay,
that
so it's still active.
entering the cave. Entering upon it hasn't been. It's only been an hour. You still have 7 hours.
Still got 9 temporary hit points from being me, so.
Yep.
Cool. Take a point of damage then,
Done.
and the blood splash into the surface of the pool. Little drops, and the face smiles. It says, "Good. Ask your question."
I mean, there's only one question to be asked. Who am I? At this point, the DM goes, fuck.
You hear the voice come back. That is a long answer with many with many parts and many more questions to go with it. Perhaps instead of me telling you, I tell you how you can discover who you are. There is a block magically placed in your mind. Only powerful restoration magic can remove it. Do that, and the doors will open.
Fair enough. Was this the one question?
That's a question asked for the question.
No. I was just thinking. Go on.
Was the premise you can ask one question, or that you get one answer?
I think you get one answer.
As you
Well-
did you speak out loud?
No.
Yeah.
I know enough. There was one answer offered, one answer given.
Yeah. The reflection appears to just be you.
I'll draw the hand back.
Cool.
To the party.
You want me to stop that bleeding?
It was just a little cut.
Don't want it to fester, just in case. I pull out my medicine pouch. Get some herbs.
I'm trying to say you can try and get answers, but who knows how these old magic things work.
So you've told us what it is.
Well, that's all I said. It's up to you to check.
Cool. I walk up. I don't want to know an answer or anything. I just take a drink of water because I'm thirsty.
All right.
My blood in it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess so. I guess so.
Okay. It is icy cold, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fucking myself.
Hey, wisdom is alright, I think.
Yeah, just all right. You feel in your mind just immediate flashes of images from times you don't recall ever seeing, places you've never seen before, just flashing instantaneously throughout your mind. It becomes overwhelming, it becomes painful, and you can almost feel your mind starting to break and crack before you're able to shake your head and pull out of it.
Whew, that was a bad idea. Yeah, do not drink it unless you want a brain freeze.
Maybe you should freeze it, and destroy it forever.
I have a feeling that might provoke responses from old things.
What a shame that would be.
Alrighty.
All right. Anyone else wanna check out the water? I have a semi-brain freeze now, so.
Well, I've already failed my perception on it, so it's probably not a good idea to try again.
I feel like Ryu knows better than to fuck around with this water.
Hmm.
Cool. All right.
All right.
That's it. That is the pool of reflection.
Is there any exits beyond the one that we came from here?
Just the crevice up in the ceiling that I mentioned. It would be a bit of a struggle to get up to it, but yeah, other than that, no, just the main one that you came into.
There was no magical ping coming from there, right?
Nah.
Donda? No, nothing. All right, let's turn back.
Just in case you guys didn't want to come in the main entrance, there was an alternate entrance, sort of a thing. Cool. We can turn around and head back. Back across the bridge. Assume you want to do the same thing with the rope.
Was there no other path?
No, it was a
Dead end.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with the rope.
Cool. Easy peasy then. Why don't we jump back over here then?
It was a shame to waste a map.
It's all good. I like making them.
All right, we'll be in a weird cavern at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I was expecting that room to be a fight scene anyway.
Yeah. Potentially.
Anyone want to light the bridge on fire? The spider web?
That's a good question.
There is also the interesting question: is why would spiders, innocent creatures with no intelligence, be visiting a well of answers and stealing gold and weapons? I am sus as fuck.
You said that
You
out
wanna go
loud,
back to the
right?
pool?
Yes, I am saying that out loud.
Yeah, do you want to go back to the pool?
No,
And ask
we-
it.
Drop some
No.
more blood.
Nope, I had bigger questions. I have enough suspicions.
All right, cool. We can get back to the main tunnel, and we can carry on. Are we going stealthily?
Has passed without trace worn off?
I
yet, has it been?
don't think so, no. I'd say you've probably been proceeding cautiously for maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, so we're coming up on the end, but you still got a little bit left. So why don't we get stealth saves? Or stealth checks, rather. Brain.
Oh, was it disadvantage too? No, there we are. Clank, 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 clank.
So, how does Kiwi have advantage on that?
He's got
Uh,
boots.
Sneaky boots.
I have
Oh, is
I
it,
have
uh,
elven kind boots.
Cool.
All right, excellent. Very good. You can head down the tunnel. No sound. There have been some webs. Basically everywhere we've been in the tunnel so far, there have been some. More or less, in the forest, they were mainly up around amongst the tops of the mushrooms. In the caves, you would see them sometimes on the roof, sometimes on the floor. They start getting denser again now as you start coming down this way. It feels like you're coming towards a bit of a confluence of tunnels, perhaps, more of a central area. And sure enough, after not too long, you see the telltale signs of the cavern starting to open up a bit and of light starting to be illuminating down the passageway. As you can see ahead of you, there's a chamber that is glowing, much the same as some others have. As you get close enough and you're able to look, I will say that you can peek around pretty easily without needing to roll another stealth check. You can see that this is another fairly large chamber, maybe not quite as large as the forest, but decent enough. It's got different levels of raised rock ledges, kind of all around the sides, and there are stalagmites and stalactites as well as all the usual mushrooms glowing everywhere. But unlike the harsh, sort of more natural chambers that you've seen so far, this cavern is adorned with an array of glittering treasures and delicate trinkets. Along the natural rock ledges and nestled in crevices here and there, you can see ornate goblets with jewels in them. You can see like finely crafted statues. There are little clockwork devices just hanging here and there. And you can see gold coins and ingots scattered about, seemingly at random, but also with some interesting, maybe, intentionality. The polished surfaces of all of these little trinkets are glowing and catching the light and casting dancing reflections around the room, making it sort of like this big kaleidoscope of shifting and glittering colors. There are silken fabrics of exotic make, draped elegantly from some of the stalactites. Some of them have got scenes depicting far-off lands and forgotten memories. There are strings of pearls and gemstones woven around into the fabrics. They're also shimmering. As you take in these surroundings, something else becomes immediately obvious and hard to miss. In the center of the room, there is a large figure hanging, and you see it shift ever so slightly as you're standing here looking. Her legs are moving with a grace that sort of belies her immense size. A massive arachnid creature, 15, maybe 20 feet wide in size, long, sharp legs. Where you would expect to see the monstrous eight-eyed face of a spider, instead you see a human torso connected to the body at the waist. She has long black hair, the length of the human part of her body. And she has very pale white skin. Her arms are slender, fingers that end in sharp points, and from what you can see from this distance, her face is beautiful, exceptionally so. Except it's something slightly off. Her smile, her mouth seems slightly too large for her face, and her eyes are too wide. There's an unsettling elegance to her. A blend of danger and beauty that is kind of captivating to look at. She's
Like a dwarf.
She's currently dangling, and there is a medium-sized blue spider on the ground looking up at her, making chirping sounds. And you hear a faint voice sort of respond. How many? How many did we lose? Chirping sounds respond. No. Collect the bodies, collect whatever you can, and bring them back to the nursery. Just stay away from these intruders. I will deal with them myself. Don't want any more of you getting hurt. They always come for us, no matter what we do. Go on, run along. I am assuming they'll be here shortly anyway.
We all hear this?
Yeah, her voice seems to echo throughout the cavern, and the blue spider turns and skitters away, enters one of these small cave holes on the side of the wall, and disappears. She drifts back up, higher up into the ceiling, and just dangles there.
They know we're here. Can I do a perception check? Is Vale still carrying... Are you still holding your torch?
Yep.
I would like to see if there's any eight-eyed ones. If there's any reflections in the roof or whatever, the walls around us, reflecting of light from the gems and the flame.
Cut out a little bit, but I assume you're saying you're looking for spiders?
Yeah, I'm looking for the reflection from the eyes of spiders.
Cool. Yeah, roll perception. Oh, incredible. As she told this blue spider to head off, you did see a few. There are a few others just sort of hanging about. They all disappeared up into the tunnels and left.
Well, I guess that's us. Right on time, darling.
You say this as you walk out?
Yeah.
She immediately drops to the floor, twists and turns to look at you and go, you were quicker than I was expecting. Well, what will it be then? Have you come to kill more of my children? Have you come to kill me? I have done nothing to you.
To be honest, we were just looking for a lot of people that went missing.
No. The miners, I assume you're talking about. Yes, there's an unfortunate business. They stumbled into my home and attacked some of my children. We were defending ourselves. What would you do in my position? I assume you found most of them along the way. There are others scattered about. They were food.
I guess that's fair. They walked into your home without knowing. You're entitled to defend your property.
She skitters a little bit closer. Not super fast, not trying to make any sort of aggressive movements, and you can see now that she's on the ground and upright. Massive, right? Like her human torso itself is probably larger than one of you standing upright. Like, it's, imagine a person but just stretched out bigger. And very sharp eyes. She looks very clever. Looking at all of you, taking you all in.
I'm just gonna say out loud, I do not want to fight you.
If you don't want to fight me, then why else are you here?
We came to seek what happened to the miners, and I guess we found our answer.
Indeed.
Do you take much interest in the affairs of men above?
Of course not. I guess you could say I'm trapped here. One way or another. But it's a long story. The sun does not agree with me. I generally tend to keep to myself and my children. Although the mushroom people, they've been an interesting companions for the past so many years.
Yeah, they seem nice. They gave me some food. Very blue mushrooms are really delicious.
I couldn't say.
Why do you not kill them? Feast on them.
Why should we? They're peaceful people.
Make a fair point.
Yeah, I put my weapon away.
What is it? Insight check.
All right, roll insight check. Seems to be telling the truth.
Fuck.
I see
What do
we're
you
at a
know
bit of
of
an
the pool?
impasse. I'm sorry?
What do you know of the pool in the lower cavern?
Pool of Reflections. It's
Yes.
It's an interesting companion, has been for many years. It's insightful. Tells you things about yourself that you might not know. As for where it came from, I wouldn't know. It was here before I got here.
How long ago was that?
Oh, I would say I've been here for maybe a couple of hundred years.
How do you do it? How have you been surviving for 100 years in this place?
You have a lot of questions, don't you?
We're just trying to find a
We're
solution.
curious people.
Yeah, humans. All of us, actually, I'll take that. All of us are curious. You're the
It's-
first of your kind that we've seen ever.
Well, I'm not surprised by that. But you come into my home and you kill countless of my children, and you come here just with questions. I would have assumed more violence. I was prepared for such. Very interesting people.
I mean, honestly, I was absolutely fucking terrified by the spiders.
Terrified of us? And she like skips forward very quickly and comes up to like within a meter of you. Why would you ever be so? And her like, head leans down like a foot away from yours and smiles. The mouth, big smile, way too big for her face.
Because of things like that.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've had different company, to be fair, so I can't deny that I am enjoying this. But this doesn't get us any further to a resolution of our little impasse we've got here. How do we move forward from this? I assume you'll hear about the mines, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
We were contracted just to find out why they went offline. I believe we have our answer, though that answer may not make the people that contracted us happy.
So you are a third party. You've been contracted to come and investigate. Interesting. Well, I can tell you this. I will not be leaving. I have nowhere else to go, to be honest. And if more of your kind come, I can only imagine that, well, you've seen what's happened. So how do we resolve this?
Well,
What do
to
you
be
want
fair,
out of this?
We're not entirely in a rush to get the mines operational again. They're working in service of the Empire, who we don't exactly agree with.
Oh, interesting. So you're not...
Webs within webs.
So you don't have any allegiance directly to Morgana herself, do you?
Who?
We have no idea who that is.
The Empress. Oh, apparently not.
What do you know of the Empress?
Oh, I know many things.
Is she
But
good
again,
or is she...
questions and questions, don't you?
Well, would you prefer fighting or just some peaceful questions so that we could resolve this? That's the only thing, two ways I can see from here.
What I really would like is a resolution to this problem. I don't want people coming into my home. If we can get to that, then maybe we can talk about other things.
You obviously have no love for the Empire. You've killed a bunch of their soldiers. We've seen their bodies.
Of course.
And our contract purely was to find out what happened. It didn't say to fix the issue.
That's true.
Who knows? We could return with word that there was a cave-in the mines. Oh no, they're inaccessible. Will be for some time. How unfortunate.
Okay.
Or
And-
we could report that there's just too many things here worth the lives of trying to clear out.
Good
Tell
work.
people it's not worth their effort to come here.
I wouldn't
imagine
mind.
that there will always eventually be some meddling person that comes poking around the lure of infinite gold. Too hard to stay
What
away.
gold? I see no gold.
Oh, you mean all of this? And she sort of gestures around.
I don't know
The
what you're
mines were
talking about.
empty.
Well, look. Despite what you may think of me and my children, I am just a girl after all. I like myself some pretty things. When we were defending ourselves, I might have asked my children to pick up a few bits and pieces here and there. Could you really blame me?
No, not really. Spoils of war.
You could say that.
I have an idea to tease you with.
Please.
We're,
go on.
we're we're employed by the Green Griffins. We don't want this mine to be owned by the Empire. What is your favorite food besides people?
An interesting question.
I'm sure you don't get access to like spices and exotic type foods down here.
I don't need to eat very often. Once you've lived for as long as I have, you sort of learn to just sustain in other ways. But if I ever get the hungers, I'll head down there and I'll go hunting for creatures beneath. And she gestures almost negligently at, there's like a large hole in the ground in the cavern, a large crater that just goes down and down.
I look at the hole. I'm really intrigued of what creatures are down there, but I guess that's for another day. Would it be worthwhile, since we are employed by the Green Griffin, to bring, as a trade, to bring beasts from above land, things that you've never tasted before, for the chance to mine some gold?
This is something that we could potentially discuss. How could I confirm, how could I be confident that the people you bring to mine wouldn't end up in the same position they were before, attacking my children, encroaching on my land and my home? Could you assure me that they would keep to themselves and we could keep to ourselves?
I don't think we can make promises on behalf of individuals, but we can set some very clear boundaries that if our people pass beyond, that is their own actions, and your people are free to defend your realm as required.
And whenever you need to eat, the Griffins can provide beasts, live or dead, I suppose. Prefer live or dead? To your place, to the entrance of your domain.
To be completely honest, I don't have a lot of interest in food. Gold, however, I mean, look around. I do like the sound of this. How about we change the deal somewhat?
I take it that human miners are slightly more capable of extracting gold from the walls than
You
spiders.
could say that, yes.
Then your children, I suppose. Assuming they're your children.
Yes.
And I guess they could forge it and you can take a portion. How would you like to split it? Because labor, smelting, refinery, all takes a lot of work.
Indeed. I do like the sound of this. I guess there's the concern that the Empire ever comes looking or questioning why the take is less or lower than expected, but
No, we're trying to keep this out of Empire altogether.
The Empire won't be around forever.
We don't want this so-called, not a gold coin, going to this Empress Morgana, whatever her name is. Not a coin from here. Not one drop of gold.
Interesting. So you want to cut the Empire off from this, and I want to keep people out. We could probably work this out.
There's also another offer on the table. Something maybe more palatable than food or even gold.
Yeah,
What's that? We just kill each other right now and be done with it?
You seem to have some knowledge of the one we call the Empress. Some past history.
I know many things.
Taste like.
Can you repeat that last bit, sorry?
What does revenge taste like?
Well, I care little of the happenings from the overworld, to be honest. My revenge is, shall we say, deeper. Focused at deeper places.
Fair enough.
What I do care about, however, is keeping a low profile. So if we could agree that the people you instate here keep to themselves and provide us with a small boon every once in a while, maybe I could promise to help defend in case any of those pesky red cloaks come. Maybe I could help defend the mine with you.
It
My
is
children-
your mine. It's your mine to begin with.
I guess so. My children do sometimes get bored and can't deny that they enjoy a good scuffle every now and then.
Probably worth noting that this would be a longer term venture. In the short term, things probably need to be either a lot more chaotic upstairs or a lot more stable before any sort of mining operations should resume.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, what is it that you people do? Should we shake on it?
Does she have human arms?
Yeah, man. Yeah, human arms. They look very human apart from the fact that instead of fingernails, they're sort of sharpened points.
Just kind of. I apologize if this is rude, but you could kind of shake with all of us at once, couldn't you?
Wait, does she have 8 human arms on her torso?
He has legs. doesn't
2
he?
human arms, but she's got a lot of legs.
I guess she could.
I think some sort of more formal binding would probably be better. Contract.
Okay.
Is anyone in the party versed in legalese?
In what? Sorry?
In legalese? How to write a proper legal contract?
That was, I think, Arendor would be able to write something up. Or Dondar. I haven't done much writing.
Dondar would be more capable than myself.
What should we write on this? I have fine paper.
I don't know. Legally, it's probably something, guaranteeing the rights and control of the mine to Queen. What's
Yes.
your name, by the way?
My name is Nelfandris the Banished. Not a queen. At least not yet.
We will call you Queen Malfal. I can't even say that.
My friends call me Nelfie. She chuckles a little bit.
Yeah, we'll probably just look to writing up a proper formal contract.
All right.
The mines belong to her. Dictate the terms and agreements. I'm not going to roleplay a whole contract. Right
Yeah,
now.
all good. Is this... So, I guess above the table, a contract isn't going to hold a lot of water, like in most places probably. Is this sort of a deception thing where you do this to appease her now and then whatever
No.
happens later happens, or is it genuine?
I think this is legit.
Okay.
Genuine. Just to be true, I
I'm not going
put
to
out-
hold a lot of water right now when the New World Order comes in and we're part of the bringers of the New World Order. Well,
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But
like I
What
said,
piece-
long term, it's not going to be online for the current stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, a contract can be drawn up, and she can sign it along with you. Yeah.
I'm assuming our representatives in the Green Griffin are to be the miners. We're not
Well, we're not
giving the mine to the Empire.
The Green
No.
Griffins aren't the rebels. It's just one guy within the Green Griffins was like,
Oh,
it'd be
yes,
nice if
that's
the
right.
Empire didn't have it. So we're probably negotiating on behalf of a future government that does not yet exist, that we are in the process of probably trying to create at the very grassroots level.
I'm fine with that.
Which is probably a terrible contract, but
Surely we have.
Of course, this hasn't broken out into a fight yet.
Surely there are others within the rebellion that could do with funds,
The rebellion
like the
boys.
Breakers.
Oh yeah, at some point, yeah.
Very well.
All right,
The contract can
hand
be
wave,
signed.
hand wave,
Yep.
whatever.
And she says, "Well, this certainly didn't go the way that I was expecting, but I can't say that I'm disappointed.
In the short term, would you like the mine closed physically to prevent wanderers and opportunists?
I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you to figure out. I'm sure you'll have people you need to make explanations to. I'm sure you can come up with something. I don't mind either way, as long as you leave my tunnels more or less intact." Well,
Seems fair.
this has been enlightening, to say the least. I haven't had many productive conversations with your kind. Go with the knowledge that you have the blessing of Nelfandris the Banished. If you have any further questions from you chatty folk, I might be able to answer one or so, maybe two if you're lucky. However, given that technically speaking, now that we have signed a contract, you would be entitled to half of this, and she gestures around. Would you like to take some on your way out as a measure of my goodwill?
I'd say no to treasure.
I'm good for gold, but I'll have
What do we do with gold?
You see if any of it's magical.
We'll just ask her. Do you have anything magical in that abundance of wealth you have there?
I do have one thing. You mean you propose instead of taking some gold, you'd rather have a magical item or something?
Something.
Okay.
In our line of work, gold comes and goes, but power lasts.
Fair enough. Well, I do have one thing that I stole when I left my home a long time ago. It was a bit spiteful of me, to be fair. But, you know how it goes. Why don't we call this a lender at some point, some undiscernible time in the future, whenever we start our contract. I would like to see this again, but for now, and she skitters off into a back cave, a back tunnel, and returns not long after holding an amulet that is gold and has the form of a eight-legged spider forged on the front of it. And she hands it out to one of you to take. This was my mother's. I can't bear to wear it myself or use it, so hopefully it will do you some well. But one of these days I would like to return to my people, and I feel like this would be useful for me, so just something to bear in mind. So with this, I will create a custom item, which I haven't done yet, but it is called the Amulet of the Arachnid Queen. Once per day, you can activate it to gain the Spider Climb ability, or the Spider Climb spell for an hour. You can either get Spider Climb, or you can command lesser arachnids for 1 hour. So any spiders you can give commands to. Wearing it also passively lets you communicate with spiders.
Wow.
Pretty handy.
Whoever's keen on it, shake her hand.
Did we already shake the hands?
Did we? Did we shake hands with her?
All 501s. You can take the amulet, and you guys can figure out who wants to use it later on. Cool. I think we are more or less coming up on time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to ask about the queen, about the
I do have
empress.
some questions about her interaction with the Empress. She obviously has deep lore, if she knows her name.
I'll answer one question.
You said you've been down here for quite some time. Well, up here, probably from your perspective.
Mm.
What was your interaction with her? How did you know her name? Did she come from below? Did she come from above?
No. The child Morgana came from lands far away. I've never met her myself. As I've said, I tend to keep to myself, but I like to keep current with things that are happening. The pool is helpful in that regard. No, she came from a far-off land. She was but a child at the time, and she still remains a child, somehow, after nearly a century.
Well, well.
Is there anything else about her that you'd like to know? May have gleaned some things.
What is she?
She is a person, much like you. But her...
And surely,
Well,
maybe not
he's
taller
like
than
a
you.
child.
So she's 100-year-old child.
She has, shall we say, brokered a dark deal to prolong her life, to encase her soul, and become something that she never wished to become. But nonetheless, she has chosen her house, and she lives in it now.
Ah, so dark magic is at play.
Indeed. Well, if you plan to go up against her, I wish you the best of luck. I will keep to myself in that regard.
All right.
All right.
Do you have any ties with her by any chance? Like good or bad? If we do happen to chance on trying to kill the so-called Empress, would
The
that be...
banished sends her regards.
Yeah.
Would you like us to leave a message if we're successful?
In fact, I would probably prefer the opposite. I would rather people didn't know about me. I have no ties to this person.
That's completely fair. I think I speak for us all when I thank you for your hospitality, and I think we should get out of your web.
She smiles at the joke. Excellent. Well, thank you for the visit. It was very delightful. If you know the way out, otherwise I could get one of my children to escort you.
Believe we should be okay.
We should be
Excellent.
okay.
And she bows deeply. And with that, you can race off and head out. And we can call the session to a close.
I'll echo out. We'll visit if we survive.
I would love that. All right. Excellent. Well, you guys skipped about 3
All
combat
the combat
encounters. And that's it. Yeah, gosh. Gosh. I hope you guys don't mind.
It
not-
is.
Yeah?
It is unfortunate to be diplomatic
Yeah.
in a looter and shooter, but it also
Hey.
just feels right a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes and no. Like,
She might come
counter
in.
design is often, they're non-combat alternatives. So.
She might come in handy. We could feed Empire to her. Oh, the cave's fine.
Yes.
Go take the right. Take the right.
The
tunnel,
fucking spiders,
I'd
man.
say hello, face spider.
Yeah. There were a bunch of these guys on the bridge that you guys avoided. And check this girl out.
It's an arachne, I'm believing.
That is
Oh,
Nelfundress herself. It's not
What are
a,
you showing us?
It's on the map.
over here.
There's a big ass spider.
Oh, hello.
I've
Right.
played games before where we've dealt with Arachne, and they fuck kind of hard.
Yeah. This is actually a custom design. But yeah, essentially the same idea. Kind of like the what do you call them? The Drider?
Yeah, Drider, Arachne. They're both fairly similar. I think.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the urge to
big.
try and stealth light one of my dynamite arrows and send it towards her at the start of that was up there.
Yeah.
Considering
Damn.
Valorant's holding a torch, I was like, let's see if I can get this lit and send it her way.
12 legs and 2 arms. That's a lot.
Were you counting?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, I wasn't. I don't know. I tried my best with Midjourney. It was struggling to give me what I was looking for, but that's all right.
Might even be 13.
Yeah. Oh well, all good. Cool. Sweet. All right.
One of the few names that I know is Lolth. And I was
Yeah.
kind of concerned you were going to say that.
Ah, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
she did come.
But
from
then,
Wolverine.
yeah, and then the stole the amulet from her mother. The amulet of the Spider Queen?
So it turns out this homebrew continent has a homebrew Underdark similarity.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. Didn't ask her much about herself, but she is the banish. She did something, and she is not allowed at home, and so here she is. There you go. Good times, exciting times, interesting times. If you guys are super keen, I guess let's just chat about it in the thing. We could probably do it next weekend because if I'm away the next, then yeah, there'll be a 3-week or whatever 4-week break, which wouldn't be ideal. So I could whip something up for next weekend if you guys are keen. Yeah. I guess we'll just see
I
how
am
we go.
available.
Nice.
You can probably make a note of the contract because otherwise I know I'm going to forget.
Yeah, if you guys want to, you could chuck it on one of your character sheets or something like that. But yeah, I'll have written some stuff down. Cool. All right. Fantastic. That's it. I guess I gotta jump and start making dins and stuff. But yeah, that's good. It's good fun.
Thank you.
Again. Thanks, Rupert.